and welcome everyone for another video, and here we are going to cover a carry game. Once again, Paragon Predecessor ranked match, and this time we're gonna cover Neft playing Skylar. Once again, it's been Skylar is a new character and I want to see a little bit more matchup for that character. To myself, also upgrade my own knowledge. And here we do have a Skylar Zinx lane against a Decker Twin Blast. Decker Twin Blast, a very classical duo lane. Very solid one. You get some very good poke, a potential kill potential at level 6 when you combine the two ultimate together. You also have very good wave control because it's very easy to push or to keep the lane into good position. So it's a very, very strong dual lane. I feel like Zinx plus Skylar can have some maybe all-in potential on certain timing because the beam with the stun plus the bad medicine, suddenly you can get a lot of damage. But one thing that Skylar has trouble with is actually keeping the wave in position because the passive will make the wave push forward. So that's something that can be annoying, and Decker plus Twin Blast can take advantage of that. So here, first wave, we're focusing at getting all the last hit. Every time we can get an auto attack in, we're gonna go for it. And here we try to get all the last hit. And we have an advantage of 3 minions. Very nice stun by Ashe. And here we can see immediately a lot of damage on I8 Pred. And suddenly, that's half of his health gone and the flash. So perfect stun by Ashe. I8 Pred didn't really respect the fact that they didn't have the wave advantage. Here he has to respect the level 2 potential because we're gonna get the level 2. Ashe tried to go for the stun. We're gonna get the level 2 and now we can get the aggression on them. We're gonna actually use the hover, and that's a lot of additional damage on that Decker. So far, Neft and Ashe doing a good job, but Ashe took a lot of damage on the Zinx and Zinx cannot heal herself. So she has to be careful. But still, they should be having a good time. Just that now Ashe can be very, very open for any gank from the enemy jungler. But he's looking around mid, so for now they're fine. Probably looking at trying to crash maybe the wave. They want to maybe go for gold buff. The amount of mana of Neft is already getting a little bit low. So probably we try to hard push the next wave, get the crash, and try to go for gold buff. We don't want to stay too long because now it's the time that the enemy jungler is on his blue side. So that would be a little bit risky to keep ourselves in front of the tower like that. And so here we're looking, hitting the wave under tower, and we're gonna go for gold buff. Neft is this type of player that on timing the jungler can be around, is not gonna force things. As you can see here, Greystone was on the 3 camp, so if they try to force something, Greystone would just come, and probably that would have been a flash or something being gone, and then suddenly your tempo, because here he can go back to base after getting the gold buff, spend his gold, come back into the lane without losing most of his minion. While if he had to fight suddenly, that means that maybe they fight with minion wave doesn't bounce back perfectly, has to go back to base anyway, doesn't get gold buff, and suddenly it's a lot of complication that you don't have to go for. Jungler is likely in your side, well, just crash the wave, go for your gold buff, reset, let the wave come back to your tower, and you're perfectly fine. And as you can see here, we catch the wave. We even stop the wave from going under tower, so that means that we can get a freeze now, if we want. Still a pretty big wave, so that's a lot of damage being taken, but the enemy team has to reset, and now they have to reset on the timing the wave is kind of frozen. So overall, pretty good option, and that just come from getting the tempo. True, we don't pressure more. We didn't get maybe we could have gotten maybe the flash of the Decker, but in all honesty, it's better to go for the safe play and just be into that good situation. We denied a full wave for the enemy team. We are safe in our tower. We can get all the last hit we want. You can see how Neft is dragging the wave away a little bit. And now we can keep the freeze. The freeze is not gonna be fully kept here because minions are gonna die quite quickly. So it's gonna become a slow push, especially once again with the passive of Skylar. But still, here we're actually in a good spot. If we look probably we're at 42, yeah, 10 CS lead already. And here Ashe zoning completely the Twin Blast, which is very well played. The enemy support is not here, so we should take advantage of that to stop this Twin Blast to be able to get some easy last hit. forcing the Twin Blast to use his grenade. The Greystone is here, is jumping in, so we're just gonna like disengage a little bit. There was like no risk, we just like keep getting our last hit, the Greystones jump in, we just press our own E. So we're safe. Here we get some wards because the Greystone was around, so it can be dangerous. We're not like art pushing too much the lane because we don't want to expose ourselves, and here we're gonna go for it because the wave is quite big and we want to try to find the opportunity to crash the wave once again. Like the Taker is trying to stop that from happening, and so like we're using a little bit of resource to guarantee that the wave is crashing, so now we can reset because the wave has crashed and we can spend our gold and we don't get ourselves exposed for any gank. And now that the wave is like in that position, that means that the wave is gonna bounce back slowly. Gold buff is up, so we're gonna go for that because the enemy team is not around. We're trying to burst it as fast as we can. It's gonna be close. Yeah, I think she probably stole it. And yeah, that's gonna be a dead Zinx. Maybe a little bit greedy. They got punished quite well. Good reaction by the enemy duo lane to come punish. Good stun by the Decker. She's get the damage on the cold buff and a double stun, both on the Skylar and the Zinx. So like this stun, like eating 3 elements of the fight is a bit too much. We probably should have spread out a little bit better.
An allied tower is under attack.
And that's gonna be the first blood for the Twin Blast. So, and on top of that, that means also because we get like to that fight, we couldn't come back at the right timing to stop like the full wave of crashing on the tower, as we have seen previously. So now the wave is gonna bounce back and we don't have like the full control. On top of that, that means we don't finish our item because like we're working towards the Vanquisher, but we don't have enough gold on the back to be able to complete it. So not like the opportunity to keep scaling the advantage as there were like at the beginning a little bit, but still we're still 11 CS up. So we're still doing a good job in the farming department. Here we're looking probably at crashing the wave. We don't want to remain ourselves exposed too long. We get the level 6. We're looking for some aggression. Very good stun by Raka. But once again, you see like this aggression by Neft is not really like to fight. It's to scare the enemy team so he can get like an easy crash, so he can reset. Probably go finish his item and come back with like a strong power spike. Once again, as a carry, you want to play on your power spike. Here is going back to base. We get the Vanquisher and now we can come back to lane. So like this aggression, like with the E, using the beam, and talking about the beam, that's the ability we're maxing first, the hypercharge. It was really like here, this timing was just like to scare them so the crash is easy. Like the goal of Neft was never to really deal damage to them or to like guarantee or to like fight in a sense. It was just to scare them so the crash happens and they would be safe, and then he can reset to buy his Vanquisher. Now that he has Vanquisher, he will look for some poke because he's stronger than his opponent. He got the Vanquisher. His opponent has Soul Chalice that is stacking for now. So we can look for being a bit aggressive. Unfortunately, the Greystone is here, so the Greystone is going to chase him, and once the flash has been used, we do use the Neurogenesis, but it's not going to be enough, and that's going to be a dead Neft. So, good reaction here by the enemy team. Neft looking for some aggression on his item power spike, which is exactly what he should be doing. But at the same time, he gets a bit punished because the Greystone was around. But the Rampage is coming back. We get the rotation, we get the stun. We force the flash out of the Greystone. We try to go for the Boulder, and the Boulder doesn't connect, so that's going to be the end of that engagement. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but we push the wave. So that means that here we do have the Twin Blast that can like freeze it. Which means that now like maybe Neft is gonna be not in an ideal situation. So here when you come for a lane for those gunk, if you don't crash the wave, don't push the wave. Because otherwise you put your teammate in a bad spot. Here you can see Neft is coming back, but he has like a wave. Luckily the enemy team is not strong enough to stop him from being aggressive and being able to manage the wave by himself. But he has to be careful though, because we have the Decker, it's a 1v2, so he has to find like the solution by himself. Which is not ideal. As you can see here, the wave is still like not crashing, and it's a cannon. At least like they push back the wave, so it's not gonna be super exposed. But yeah. So he was trying, like, once again, like, most of his action are not really meant to get kills. It's more about, like, controlling the wave management. Here you can see he's trying to clear the wave fast because only the Decker is here. So that's a small window that they can actually force it. So then he can go for gold buff, probably reset again if he wants, if he end up using a lot of mana, and keep like the timing, the tempo going up. If he waited a little bit to crash that wave, that means that then the Twin Blast had time to come. Suddenly we cannot crash. We're in a tough spot. We use a lot of mana, so that means that suddenly we're not in an ideal situation and everything can start to go south because now we're exposed to the tower. Rotation can happen from the enemy mid laner, the jungler, and all of that can become quite annoying. So here we can see that he has decided to kind of fast push the lane. He couldn't really crash it because the two enemy players were around. So he just decided to reset to get his mana back. Here I guess he accepted to get like a little bit of loss of CS to get this this reset. And now he's going to go back to his lane. It's probably like just a 1v1 for a while. His Rampage is looking for the mini prime side. He has to be careful because his Zinx is not around. So we kind of have to let that wave slowly push towards him. He cannot like expose himself. As you can see here, he's not exposing himself at all, even if that means he lost like some last hit. But at the same time, the cannon is not under attack. So that means that the cannon is going to push that fast and he's not going to lose a lot.
You're done.
And here we use the Ventilate from my 8 Pred. He wanted to guarantee that crash. Maybe a little bit over aggressive. I feel like you don't need to go for that. But at least they guarantee that the wave is going to go on the tower. And here, it's a little bit of free poke, so we take advantage of that. We are a level down compared to the Twin Blast, so that's actually like a pretty huge difference. And you can see how Raka positioning himself aggressively. And Neft is not like offering anything. His team is doing the mini prime on the other side of the map. He's going to do his best to defend his tower. Probably not gonna die for it though. And just trying to make the life a little bit complicated for the enemy team to buy as much time as he can, but he shouldn't like completely like risk it. Once again, ooh, pretty good combo by Raka. That might be Neft being dead because he doesn't have his flash. What a good stun by the enemy Decker, completely punishing Neft that tried to be a little bit aggressive. I think the idea is here, if I make their life low, they maybe are too scared to dive this tower and secure that tower. But Decker not being scared, it landing the stun, landing the ultimate, and then that's just like a dead Neft because the 1v2 is very complicated to navigate. So not an easy early game, already like 2 deaths. Every time he tried to be aggressive, he got a little bit punished, but because he's super strong in terms of last hitting and the early wave management, despite being 0-2, he's still like even when it comes to the CS department with his opponent. He's 3 kills down though, so like as we can see, his opponent already have 2 items completed, while he has not. So he's not going to be as impactful as his Twin Blast in the second Fangtus probably, while second Fangtus is already there and then my team is on it. So you have to be a little bit careful. Before he rotates, he's gonna get like the wave. He's gonna take the safe way to rotate. Doesn't want to get catch up. And he's waiting for his teammates for the Rampage to maybe try to make something, but unfortunately, like the situation is already gone. But we're going to for that Decker. That Decker was a little bit advanced. Get the Boulder connect. We're gonna get like the slow, force the flash away. Try to go for the ultimate, and that's gonna be a kill secured, and then we get like a lot of damage. Greystone is gonna be forced to use his ultimate, the Rampage as well. Maybe we look, ooh, good Boulder on to end the stun, very well played, and that's gonna be a double kill for Neft. And maybe we can force the tower now, because we have the mini prime, we still have a cannon. We do have the Belica that rotated to match the rotation of the Fae, so... And the Belica actually secured a kill on the Greystone. Probably gonna force this tower. This Fae can be like in trouble. Of course we focus the tower first. Oh, we got the flash in of the Fae. That's a little bit questionable. And that's gonna be probably a dead Fae. Yeah. Like, even if you get the kill on the Rampage, I'm not sure it's worth it. Like, the Rampage was 1-0 and 4, so not even a big shutdown. and you use your flash as a Fae, which is something that is very important, especially if you face like a Rampage Bellica in mid lane. That means that not this Fae is very, very easy to target. So I feel like it's very, very dangerous. And here we can see Neft push the wave, then he rotate, doesn't force the fight on the Fangtus. You're a carry at that point, you don't have like any potential to force anything. Like you need your teammate to be there, but once the teammate like force something, he's ready to follow up, secure a kill, secure a second kill, already like completely back into the match here. You can see he's not that far behind at all anymore in terms of gold. And so he's finished his second item. He's back to be able to fight. He finishes crest as well, so good catch up. I know it's a matter of like keep the farm up, looking to impact maybe the future objective. I'm not sure we're gonna go to mini prime, but I think now we're gonna see Neft being a little bit more active on the map, simply because he got his tower and he also lost his tower, which means that this dual lane there is not much reason to keep like doing wave management in that dual lane. So as you can see here, he pushed the wave, he's gonna go back to base, spend like, yes, 1800 gold. So as a carry, you don't want to have gold in your pocket. Here, Ashe is a little bit out of position, he's gonna get caught up a little bit. Maybe he will survive, he's trying to survive, not die. But yeah, as a carry, like I was saying, it's very important that you don't keep a lot of gold in your pocket, because what matters is how much damage you do, and so you need to be always like on top of spending your gold, especially on item power spike. But even here, like 1800, that's a full greatsword and crossbow. Like that's actually like a pretty substantial like increase of DPS. So it's important for you to, when you don't have much to do on the map and there is nothing to like do in your lane, that's also good sometimes to just back out to spend your gold if you have like quite a substantial amount. And here you can see like there is no idea of like really like trying to last it anymore in press, like not push too fast. It's more like push the wave, look for something, sometime you will come back, but the wave can stack until it reaches your tier 2 tower. Like once the 2 tower are gone, you should be looking at impacting other lane if you can. Here we get like, ooh, pretty nice stun. We force the epoch. And we combo the 2 ultimates, so that's a very nice pickup. Unfortunately, the Bellica kind of mistimed the Seismic Assault, but it didn't matter. And here you can see we're trying like to force maybe this tower. But we respect the Terra is here, the Greystone is here, so we're not gonna commit. And ooh, this Greystone thought he was a little bit more tanky than he actually was. So we got 2 pick, so now we can finally step forward. And we're gonna try to maybe get this tier 1 tower in mid, but once again, like we don't overcommit. You can see like a lot of people would have like stepped forward, try to hit the tower. Neft respect the fact that there is a Terra and a Greystone. He's just a carry. If those 2 characters gets the lock on him, he's probably gonna die very, very fast. And so he just like doesn't overstep. So we do secure the tier 1 tower in mid lane. We're gonna like now try to look for the rest of this team. Oh, we get the combo, try to get as much damage as we can, and that's gonna be a kill from the Vanquisher. And now we're gonna walk away. We have to be careful to not overstay our boundaries. Whoa, we have to use the Liberator. I didn't mention, but yeah, we use the Liberator. You are against like a Fae, a Decker. Liberator is kind of very important. Otherwise, like every fly trap and you're just dead. And we kept people like away for a long time, so we're gonna like secure that. But on the other side, the enemy team decided to go for the Fangtus, which will make the game a little bit more complicated because, well, triple Fangtus has been secured. We have finished the Dust Devil, so now we have like 3 items being completed. I think this Twin Blast is sitting on a lot of gold, so it's gonna go for the reset, probably securing an item for themselves. So still like not a very like strong advantage when it comes to that, but overall we're still like pretty good into the match. We do secure the mini prime for himself. He's 4, 2 and 3. All tier 1 tower has been secured for this side, so this mini prime can maybe help pushing a tier 2 tower, but that wouldn't be if we need a group up of teammate to make something happen. So here I kind of expect Neft maybe pushing 1 more wave and then looking for rotation, or actually is going for the rotation immediately. Maybe looking for some aggression on this mid lane. Getting a central position with that mini prime as well. I think we're looking to maybe like force a fight, but once again, you shouldn't throw your life away. A carry without Liberator, because Liberator has been used, like you can die pretty quickly. Here we're gathering information before we're looking at actually pushing the wave to see if anyone would collapse on them. We're gonna clear the wave. Check the gold buff. Gold buff has already been taken. Here we see that Ashe is looking in the jungle. So that means that Neft is safe to step forward because he has full information of where the people are around. And so we can get a little bit of damage on the tier 2 tower. Twin Blast is pretty good at depushing, so I don't think they can like really force that tower even with the mini prime. There is a fight going on in the mid lane, so we're gonna try to look for the rotation, but the Rampage is already dead. We can maybe get like a flank, but that's gonna be like 2 people dead, probably 3 people dead. It's not gonna be easy, so we have to be careful. We're not gonna like play it too slow. Good stun. We force the epoch. Silox is behind, so we're gonna like disengage. All 5 members of the enemy team is around. Oh, the ultimate, it's not gonna be enough. Oh, we flash. We're gonna secure the kill, but that's probably like a dead. A little bit aggressive. We're getting like people very low. The Decker has no mana though. We got the Riftwalker, and that's gonna be enough damage from Silox, and that's the full team wipe. Epoch is a strong active, like that's for sure. That's for sure. Like we tried to go for the play, we were kind of close. It's interesting that this Twin Blast actually didn't max the rocket dash at all, not even a point in it. Which I feel like it's a little bit grief, not gonna lie, but let's take the chance that people are kind of dead to look at the itemization. We're working for like the force item. Tainted Scepter, Cresselia for the anti-heal against like a Rampage, a Sevrok, completely normal build here. Mega Cosm in the mid lane when there's 2 tank in the enemy team, plus anti-heal. Works like a charm. Normal build also like on the side of the Terra, so nothing like too special. Heavy health build that takes advantage of like the Gaia damage and the Ella Frost Overlord, maxing health to get like pretty tanky, but still have a pretty bruisery damage aspect. So here, before like the big objective spawn, we need to fix the wave, so that's why like Neft was coming to his duo lane, but he was looking if something were happening. You can see he was immediately ready to rotate. As you see that the enemy team is not forcing any big objectives, that means he can push like another wave, but always be on the lookout. Like don't stay like on the minimap at that stage of the game, like past 20 minutes. You need to be like always making the enemy team guess. If you just appear on the map when you push the wave, and you push the wave quickly and then you disappear off the map. That way like the enemy team doesn't know if you're rotating, if you're actually like keep pushing, so that you keep them guessing. Like you shouldn't give them free information for no reason. Here we have the Orb Prime that is probably up. The Primal Fangtus also like close to respawning. We already have lost the Zing, so we do have to be careful, but that's a lot of damage onto that Decker. And we were looking at using the ultimate. We're gonna like look for a little bit of damage onto this Twin Blast. Twin Blast is getting low. We do dodge the Fly Trap, and then the damage is strong. So that's a dead Fae immediately. Very nice sidestep by Neft to dodge the Fly Trap and then suddenly like go aggressive. Like this Greystone by himself is not gonna be able... Ooh, nice juke. Managed to juke both the boulder and the slow, so that's gonna mean it's the end, because if this Greystone get caught or take a lot of damage, suddenly it's a pretty easy objective for them. Here the Terra is looking around. We're looking for maybe like the trap. We try to go for the stun. We miss everything, so now we're just gonna step back. Time to fix the wave again. And be ready for like the next engagement. I feel like Neft would love to be able to go back to base to get his force item before the next fight. And so you see like he's gonna try like to force it. The Fae was still dead, so that means that even if he's not there, that means it's a 4v4. And having this Imperator for that team fight could be like super huge. But if he hesitated too much to go back, like a lot of players would have done, suddenly he doesn't have the timing anymore to go back, and it would have been like a problem. And That means he couldn't go back to base, couldn't get this force item power spike, and be able to be strong. As you can see here, that's gonna be a pretty huge difference. Is now we have the force item on the side of Neft, while this Twin Blast doesn't have it. So pretty huge discrepancy now, like in terms of damage the carry can dish out, and so now the team is in a very strong position to force any objective if they decide to do so. We still have no vision on anyone, like they are still looking. Here, of course, we're on the replay mode, so we see where everyone is at, but you can see like from the passing of Neft that we probably don't have a lot of information of where is the enemy team. Apparently, team decided to go for like trading. It's gonna be an Orb Prime for a Primal Fangtooth. I feel like from like how Neft is stronger than his opposition, we should be looking at the fight. You can see like 2-level lead. Pretty strong overall. We do have the jungler and the offlane though that are 2-level down. So it's not that simple, but Beamos being used by Capo de Capi, I'm not really sure why. Ooh, the Greystone come in, try to steal it, but didn't successfully do so, which means that now it's the dead Greystone. I don't really like that Hail Mary play, because even if you kill, that means you're a guy down, which means that now you don't really have any push potential. Here, stealing the Primal Fangtooth compared to have like all 5 members alive is... like the steal is not that worth it. It's not even like you're stopping a triple Fangtooth. And having your Greystone dead means that now you're like in full like defense mode. And you cannot do anything on the map with that Orb Prime. So I feel like you should be like looking more like for a 5v5 team fight. Let them have their Primal Fangtooth. And then try to look at some poke. You have like a Twin Blast, a Decker, a Fae, pretty good poke damage. And they don't really have a lot of regen. They do have the Zincs, which can work. But here, as you can see, because the Greystone go a little bit too deep, they already have lost like a tier 2 tower. They're kind of stuck under like their base. They cannot really get out. Ooh, Ashe. The Zincs frontlining at 28 minutes in the game is not gonna work well. So now that we lose the Zincs, we probably have to disengage. We do have to be careful. They're looking to be very aggressive. Very nice fly trap. We're gonna like try to turn the things around. A lot of damage, like Faye, a little bit over aggressive. We're gonna body block to try to help. The Beamos is back. We're gonna flash away plus Liberator to ensure we don't get stunned. Flash off the Greystone. We're gonna try to get as much damage. The ultimate, and that's gonna be dead. Skylar. We're gonna secure a kill. What a messy fight. Ooh, the Seismic Assault on the Wild Rush and Psylocke. Very, very low. And gonna end up dying, but 9 players died at the end of that team fight. Overall, why this whole situation happened is simply because first the Greystone offered his life, which let the Dusk team be able to push. But then it's also like Ashe not being perfectly positioned. He should be in the back line. He has a Sevrog, he has a Rampage to create like some frontline pressure. He has a Bellica if we want to look at long range stun. So he should simply stay in the back line, never be in a position that he can get poked out. He ended up dying, which kind of forced the W for the enemy team, and now it's like no inhibitor has been secured, so it's still like anyone's game at that point. But Neft, kind of almost a full item up. Pretty good farm, as you can see, like 280 CS, close to 10 CS per minute. High hit prep kind of slowed down a lot, so we are 5 item, which means that Neft is in a position that he can really carry this thing. As you can see, like the Fake going in aggressively got absolutely melted in a matter of like not even a second. So that's something that the team of Neft should like play around, try to take advantage of that pretty strong player. I'm not even sure. Like, yeah, we got also the Bellica at 5 item, while on the enemy team nobody is at 5 item yet. So we have a pretty strong power spike when it comes to the damage of the Dusk team, and we should try to take advantage of that and not let the enemy team like farm those 5th item before the respawn of the Primal Fangtooth and the Orb Prime. Not gonna be easy to do so because like they're still like quite far away, but that's definitely a strategy they can try to put in place. So for now, no big objective, so we're just like spending farming, fixing waves, spending our gold. Like even if you win a fight, there is nothing to be taken on the map, so all you should be like focusing on is to try to be as strong as you can for the next fight. And of course not getting picked up because now the test timers start to be quite long. So that can be a little bit scary. So Neft, stay in the mid lane. As a carry in the late game, I feel like mid lane is somewhere that you should belong. I don't think like split pushing as a carry is very ideal in the late game. You want to be able to react to any objective. It's also like the central part of the map where like most of your teammates are going to be around. As you cannot remain alone as a carry in the later stage of the game, I feel like having this central position is important. And you let your offlaners like fix the side lanes most of the time. And here, Primal Fangtus is gonna respawn. They try to get some damage onto the Rampage. The enemy team kinda have control around like the Primal Fangtus. No need to fully expose yourself, as you can see, we're just like trying to get some... Like they don't need to force it open for now. We're gonna try to catch the wave. We do miss the wave a little bit, as you can see, so Neft is not gonna like fully walk there. He doesn't want to be like away if a fight happens. So that's also like your job as a carry. Of course, you try to fix wave, keep your farm up, but you shouldn't be in the position that the enemy team can engage while you're not in the position to be part of the fight. Here, iCameron took a lot of damage, but offer back the control of the pit for the Dusk team. And we're just like patiently waiting for the moment it's gonna explode. Apparently we decided to force the Primal Fangtus, so we start. We're gonna get a little bit of damage going on. Here we're gonna try... Ooh, the triple stun plus Colossal Blow. Ooh, that was beautiful. We're gonna turn like Psylocke trying to go into the backline, but Neft is on him. Doesn't want to let his Belly Cat die. Now we get the Greystone going into the backline as well, trying like to get as much damage as he can onto Neft. Neft is getting low, but he's gonna survive with a slither of HP. He's gonna reset immediately because he wants to come back to probably like do this objective. But what a stun by the Bellica. And then immediately like Neft peeling his backline, because if Bellicat dies, he was the next target. But if they manage to kill Psylocke on the Terra, suddenly that means that not both backline are fine, and that means it's an easy team fight afterwards. His team is still like doing the objective. That can be a bit dangerous, but the Rampage is pretty tanky. Neft is trying to apply a little bit of pressure. I feel like he could have joined his team to do the Primal Fangtus faster. Then this team could have like reset, and probably then it's easy. Whoa. And we got the kill. Yeah, it's like Primal Fangtus plus just like getting the Plasma Grenade into the Atomizer. That's a lot of damage late game. So now that we kill Raka, like we can no reset, go with his team, go for the Orb Prime, double big buff. And that should be game. We are full build also, like the Sky Splitter has been completed. So Vanquisher, Lightning Oak, Dust Devil, Imperator, Demolisher, and Sky Splitter is the build selected by Neft for that game on Skylar. And here, like, I don't really see the enemy team being able to contest that. Bellica just killed the face, so they don't have like also like a lot of damage. Only Twin Blast remains. The rest of the team is zoning pretty aggressively. They should be able to secure the Orb Prime, and then with that double buff from how strong like Theft is, should be just like, if they don't make like any glaring mistakes, it should be game at that point, especially since we set up, like you can see there is like a big wave coming here. The Twin Blast is here to clear it, but that means that wave will be well advanced over the map, which should like guarantee like at least 2 inhibitors, and then you can like start sieging because they have a lot of time on that Orb Prime buff. So here, once again, no need to expose yourself too much. First thing you want is to secure the inhibitor. Then we see that the Sevarog is on the left side, so we're gonna like group with him. Let's not take too many tower shots. And now we're gonna push with like 2 wave of minion. Try to get the stun. here. We're gonna dive like here, probably gonna secure maybe a kill, push people away, and then we can just like focus the core, and that should be GG. Minion getting kind of low though, so maybe we need one more wave, but I don't think it's gonna be the case. And that's gonna be a GG here. Neft looking for the additional kill before the end of the game. What can we say? I feel like it's like I love like the playstyle of Neft when it comes to actually like perfect wave management in the early game, and that was a good showcase of that, which means that even if things go a little bit south, you're not too far behind. And then you can see like how patient he is in team fight, waiting for the right moment, always respecting, looking where his teammate is before he goes in, because he understands that, yeah, carry can one-shot people, but he can also get one-shot pretty fast. So overall, usually it's pretty solid gameplay. It's not too fancy, but if you're looking for good fundamentals for carry, like just analyze Neft gameplay and you will be set.